everyone, it's Rebecca here, and today I'm sharing with you, no surprise at all, a book haul. So these past few weeks for myself have been very testing at work, and naturally I have treated myself, which is why a lot of these books exist. I stress buy. It is no secret. But I thought I would share with you one that I'm currently in the middle of reading. I can't remember if I've shared this already, but it is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Elias Sands. I bought this one along with, I think it was Thunderhead, and I definitely haven't hauled these because Thunderhead's downstairs. I'm 97 pages into this one, and for some reason I can't seem to just sit and read it. I seem to get distracted quite a lot, which is really annoying. But for those of you who don't know, Ari and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe follows two boys, one named Aristotle and one named Dante, which is funny philosophical wise if, you know, anybody's interested in philosophy and theology and stuff. These two boys, they meet at a swimming pool one summer. One of them can swim, the other cannot, so naturally the one who can swim teaches the boy who can't. And from there, a friendship and a potential relationship blossoms. I can't get my word out. It's well known for being just this romantic, lovey-dovey romance, basically, summer romance. It seems to be okay so far, although I'm not 100% certain as to where it leads and how my feelings are going to be about it. Next up, we have a book that I have actually already got on my TBR, but I am unhauling it. And you'll probably think, oh, why am I sharing this with you? And it's because I bought one in a size more comfortable for my hands because the other one was huge, and that is The Passage by Justin Cronin. I had a big, like an American kind of size paperback, like a US hardback, and I didn't like it. It stuck out on my shelves. It was like hideous size, and this for some reason just seems tidier. Don't ask me why. So this is quite an old release, as in 2012. It's not old, but it is in terms of booktube old. This follows Amy, who is 6 years old, and her mother thinks she's the most important person in the world. Anthony Carter doesn't think he could ever be in a worse place than death row. FBI agent Wolgast thinks something beyond imagination is coming. Unaware of each other's existence, bound together in ways none of them could have imagined, they are about to embark on a journey. An epic journey that will take them through the world transformed by man's darkest dreams, to the very heart of what it means to be human and beyond. Because something is coming, a tidal wave of darkness is ready to engulf the world, and Amy is the only person who can stop it. This one, the original copy that I have was actually blurbed by, not blurbed, it had a quote on it from Simon Savage from Savage Reads. Yes, that was originally what drew me in, and I'm very intrigued. I just need to get to this one. So these are in no particular order, but this is the most recent one that I've had because it was just on that stack, and it is Wicked Fox, which is also known as Gummy Ho by Kat Cho. This was actually on my wish list, and a very kind subscriber, or a very kind person, sent this to me, shall I just say, because I'd never even realised that they knew about my channel or my feed. I have an Amazon wishlist in my pinned tweet on Twitter. My Twitter bio is down below, and they kindly sent this to me, and I think it was Alina. When I say it was Alina, was it Alina? I kept the bookmark thing in. So thank you very much, Alina or Elena. I'm really sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I have obviously thanked you over Twitter and Instagram, so thank you very much. I am so excited to get to this one. Basically what I know about this is it follows an 18-year-old girl who is a gummy hoe, which is a nine-tailed fox who survives by eating male hearts, I want to say. I am very interested in this. I don't really need to know much else other than that, and I've heard some very good things about this one, so I'm very excited to get to it. So next up we have a one that I had heard loads of good things about, and then Jade from JD Ray Reads was mentioning it on her channel a while ago, and that is Sleeping Giants, and this is by Sylvia Nouvelle. And I've been eyeing this one up for ages, and I was like, right, she obviously likes it, it's happening. I think it's told in like interview format for most of it, but it follows the idea that a girl is in her garden, I believe, and is digging or whatever, and basically digs to the point where there is a giant metal hand under the earth, or under the surface. And why is this giant metal hand under the surface? That's what we're going to find out. I suck at this kind of synopsis kind of thing. So this next one is a one that I've seen on some British booktuber channels, and I can't remember whose they were now, but that's really annoying. But it is Tangerine, and that is by Christine Mangan, I think. And this follows two former friends, Alice and Lucy. Alice basically arrives in Morocco with her new husband, and the last person she wants to see there is her ex-best friend. For whatever reason they've had fallings out, but in this newfound country obviously she's going to go back to comforts of whoever this friend is. However, her husband then goes missing, and the traits of her former friend start to show a little bit too much. She does not like that, and there's questions that need to be answered, and personally, very intrigued. Again, as I said, I'm rubbish at describing these things. Personally, I'm just going to put this out there, but I think her friend has done something to her husband, or has done something with her husband, and is covering it up. The next one I have here is a one that I've been so excited to get to. I've heard a lot of buzz about it, and that is The Chain by Adrian McGinty. This follows the story of a woman who has a young daughter, gets a phone call one day, and she's basically told by this woman, I've kidnapped your daughter. In order to get her back, you must kidnap somebody else's child. And then your child will be released to you once you've confirmed that you've kidnapped the child, and then that child's parents have confirmed that they've kidnapped somebody else's. The Chain. Do you see what I mean? And this, I've heard a majority good things about this, but you basically see this woman who's like, holy crap, someone's kidnapped my daughter, but is she going to be the first to break the chain? Because from what I can tell, this chain's been going on and on and on, but it's got to break at some point, hasn't it? And I believe this is the idea that maybe she does break the chain, because your child can be picked twice. Does this person's child get picked twice? We will have to wait and see. Next up, I think I've shared this one in a video already. I think I have. It was in a recent reads, but it was The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. Holy guacamole, this was amazing. And I don't normally say that about this kind of stuff, because normally I am not the kind of person that loves lovey-dovey romantic smut. This follows, I'm sure as you were all aware if you follow anybody else on YouTube pretty much, this follows two young people. The main character, Olive's sister, is getting married, and her future husband's best man is someone she doesn't like. They are basically involved in this wedding where everything is pretty much free. The bride has won lots of free stuff, including a free honeymoon and a free seafood buffet. Not being funny, but if somebody said to me, you can have a free seafood buffet for your wedding, I'd be like, no. Not only because I don't like seafood, but because that just smells a bit off to me. But anyway, she wins this free seafood buffet, and everybody except Olive, our main character, and the groom's best man eat the buffet, which means they all get violently sick, and these two seem to be the only two people that can take the honeymoon because it was free and it's non-transferable. So obviously what are you going to do? Take the honeymoon to Hawaii? Duh. I absolutely love this. You see them because it's the enemies to lovers trope. It's a trope that I don't really appreciate as much as I should do, but I absolutely adored this and read it in 24 hours, which doesn't always happen for me much, but I absolutely adored it, and I need a follow-up like last week. It was amazing. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. So the next one we have, I think it was Reagan from Peru's Project talk about this one quite a lot, and I needed it in my life. I just could not for the life of me remember the title of the book, and then she mentioned the sequel and I was like, that's it, that's the book. And it is A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos, and it's the Mirror Visitor book 1. This is just pretty, it's just beautiful. Look at it, look at it. This follows Ophelia, who cares little about appearances or other people's opinions of her. But that's because she possesses two special gifts. A talent for reading the pasts of objects and the ability to travel through mirrors. I'm liking the idea of being able to see into the history of something, of an object, and time travel. I am there for that. And this follows a peaceful existence on Anima, which is interrupted when she's promised in marriage to the Tactian Thorn, a member of the powerful clan from a cold and distant Ark. Something tells me that they're going to use and abuse her for her power. It is quite a thick book, it's like 500 pages, but it does sound really, really good. And I trust Reagan's views, obviously, because who wouldn't? But I'm very, very excited to get to this one. The next one I have here is one that I really wish I bought in hardback when it first came out, but I just really wanted the paperback instead, and that is The Last by Hannah Jameson. This just sounds so, so good. So it's an end of the world thriller. Why wouldn't it be good? So we follow this group of 20 people who are in a hotel. The world ends through a nuclear war, basically. All-out nuclear war happens while they're in this hotel. They somehow survive it to the point where somebody ends up being killed, and they realise that the only people that could have done it the only person that could have done it was somebody in the building at the time, which means that you and 19 other survivors are holed up in an isolated Swiss hotel. You wait, you survive, then you find the body. One of your number has blood on their hands. The race is on to find the killer before the killer finds you, and I am so there for that. So excited to get to this one. I cannot wait. Okay, what else do we have in here? Right. These next three, Georgia from The Bookish Girl on Instagram, I think that's her name, often sells on or passes on books in exchange for postage and packaging, and she lives in the UK, so I can get like a box of books for £3. It's amazing. And these three are three of the latest ones she sent me, and the first one is The Novice by Taryn Matharu. It's book 1 in the Summoner series, and I'm quite intrigued by this one. Taryn Matharu is an author who I heard quite a lot about. I just never read one of his works before. So Fletcher is just an orphan training as a blacksmith's apprentice when he discovers he has the rare ability to summon demons from another world. Of course. Now one of the gifted few, Fletcher will be taught the lost art of summoning at the Vulcan's Academy. Fletcher must endure deadly lessons to gain control of his gift and prepare for the end-of-year tournament that will determine his fate in the Empire's war against the Orcs. But sinister forces infect, new friendships and rivalries grow. With no one but his demon Ignatius by his side, Fletcher must decide where his loyalties lie. The fate of the Empire is in his hands. And actually, this has been quoted by Benjamin of Tomes, who used to do YouTube videos. He's kind of like dropped off YouTube a little bit, but I'm quite intrigued by this one. Next up we have one that I've been toying with buying from Waterstones, so I'm pleased I got this one anyway, and it is Green Valley by Louis Greenberg. What hides beneath the surface? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. This follows Lucy Sterling, whose niece is abducted, and she knows it won't be easy to find answers because Stanton is no ordinary city. There's invasive digital technology which has been banned by public vote, no surveillance state, so there's nothing, like everything that we would expect, like CCTV and basically social media, all that kind of stuff where you could find all this information out about where your niece is, or you could use it to help you, doesn't exist. So if somebody says, oh, I seen her on the corner of that street, you have to take their word for it. And only one place stays firmly anchored in the old bad ways, in a huge bunker across town, Green Valley, where the inhabitants have retreated into the comfort of full-time virtual reality. And it's inside Green Valley, beyond the ideal virtual world it presents, that Lucy will have to go to find her missing niece. So it sounds like basically she has to go against everything society is trying to force upon her and use the very thing that society hates to find her niece. Very interested. The next one we have, which is also going to be the last one because this video is getting long, is Night by Night by Jack Jordan. This one actually kept cropping up on my Instagram as a suggested sponsored content, and I was like, you know what, that actually does sound quite good. It sounds quite right up my street, so obviously my phone is listening to me, so thank you very much, phone. It's just there. You know, recommend me some more good books, thank you Instagram. But yeah, this one follows a young girl named Rose who's been rejected by her family and plagued by insomnia, and she's on the brink, but one dark evening she collides with a man running through the streets who quickly vanishes. The only kind of identity that this man leaves behind is the journal, which he drops at Rose's feet. I heard a noise. So Rose now obsesses over this guy named Finn, who she only knows is named Finn through this journal. There's no other record of him, and clearly is going crazy at the idea of this man ever existing, because it seems as if he's just vanished, dropped off the face of the earth. So when she reads the journal entries, he seems to be convinced that someone's trying to kill him, but why would he basically, why would someone kill him? And in the midst of a string of murders, the police won't actually investigate his disappearance, and why is that? It's quite intriguing. I feel like we're going to have a very naive narrator, possibly an unstable narrator. I guess we'll have to wait and see. My legs have gone dead. So there we have it. That is the start of a huge book haul. Thank you all so much for sticking around. My social links are all down below if you do want to go check them out. If I remember to leave the links of Simon and then some of the other people that I've mentioned, such as Jade, etc., I will do, but let's be real, I probably won't. If you do want to be my friend on any other social media platform, the links are down below. And hello.